Good morning. Today we're going to make some Dubai style chocolate. We have some pistachio butter or pistachio cream, a little bit of butter, shredded phyllo dough, dark chocolate, and a vessel to put it all together. The first thing that we're going to do is toast up the phyllo dough to give the Dubai style chocolate a rather pleasant crunch. We were able to get the phyllo dough at our local central market in the frozen food section. You might have to ask your grocery store to special order it because we did not find it at our local HEB.
It's frozen product as well, so probably not something you can have shipped.
Looks like a bunch of noodles.
That's basically what it is. Flour and water. I don't think we'll need any more than that.
All right. All right, with the phyllo dough out of the freezer, we're going to need to let it defrost for a little bit. Back in about 30 minutes. All right, we are back. And we are going to now toast up the phyllo dough as well as melt the chocolate.
Now, I'm not using a recipe. You can find tons of recipes online. I'm just kind of winging it based on the recipes I have read. Most of the recipes call for tahini. I'm not a fan of tahini, so I've left it out. And to be honest, I really can't tell any difference.
I'm not even sure I know what tahini is.
It is sesame butter paste stuff.
Ah, okay.
Mashed sesame seeds. Not a fan. All right, well, we're waiting for that. We'll put the Ghirardelli's melting wafers. I know these aren't real chocolate, but I really suck at tempering chocolate. So I use these because they are specifically made for candy making. So just melt them over a bit of hot water. Alright, we are melted enough to put in the phyllo dough.
All right.
This process takes a while. And unfortunately, the phyllo dough sucks up the moisture, or sucks up the butter big time. If it looks like it's getting too dry, I'll usually throw a little more butter in there.
This does take a while, but it crisps up nicely once you're done, which is exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, well, you also want to break it up into smaller pieces.
Now for the fun part, I'm waiting for the chocolate to melt and for the phyllo dough to crisp up.
Definitely do not want to walk away from this because you can see it's already starting to color. It will burn in an instant.
Not ready, not ready, not ready, it's burned.
Pretty much.
We've heard about Dubai chocolate for a while, but none of the grocery stores around here were carrying it. And then finally we bought some a couple of weeks ago and we really liked it. But looking at the ingredients in it, we figured why pay a lot of money for somebody else to make this when we know what the ingredients are and we can make it ourselves. You know, the pistachio cream is not necessarily very cheap, but a little bit of it goes a very long way.
I have to change utensils. I made the spatula. There we go.
That's what we're looking for. One thing that we did find about this is you can toast this up in advance and put it in a jar. That way you're ready to go if you have a hankering for some Dubai style chocolate. You just grab a little bit of this, mix in some of the pistachio butter, and then a little bit of chocolate, and you got a quick snack. We're actually going to make some bars.
It's very easy to overeat the ghetto Dubai bowls that we've been making. Stuff's dragging us on melting today. Unfortunately, one of the side effects of this stuff is it goes everywhere.
There will be some cleanup when we're done. But it does look to be browning and crisping up rather nicely.
Okay, we got a technical issue here. For some reason, coating is seizing up. Not sure what's going on. We'll have to pivot to plan B.
What is plan B?
Plan B, we microwave it in a glass bowl. And as you see, I stepped away, and now this is starting to burn. That's how quick it burns. A little scorchy, but it shouldn't affect it too awful much. Normally I use a cast iron skillet for this, so you have a little bit better temperature control. I decided to try it with the stainless. I will definitely use a cast iron from here on out. If you do use a stainless, probably want to lower the temperature.
And watch it like a hawk.
Yeah.
Once we get this all toasted up, what is the next step?
Next step is we put the chocolate in the mold.
All right.
And this has got to cool down. However, this stuff, I don't know if it, what it's, the heat holding properties of this stuff is pretty amazing. So we'll put it in a metal bowl so it'll cool a bit faster. I wonder how the wok would work for this.
Might have to try that the next time.
Yeah, I definitely think I will, because it is made for stir frying, and that's pretty much what I'm doing here. Alright, I am going to call that toasted, because I'm afraid to do it any further, because I'm afraid it's going to burn. So
that works for me.
This is actually a hot dog bun mold that I had bought a couple weeks ago. But the actual Dubai chocolate molds are rather pricey. And I like being able to do double duty with stuff.
Absolutely.
And I prefer my filling thicker than the ones that I've seen in the store, or even the molds that I've seen like on Amazon. And this is definitely a chunky boy. Just reminding everybody, I am not a candy maker. So I'm sure the candy makers out there are going to comment on my technique or lack thereof. Probably also help if I were dealing with a single mold instead of this big long floppy thing. Alright, our mold is all covered, so now it goes in the fridge.
For how long?
Till it's hard.
Okay. Into the fridge it goes.
Alright, now this has cooled off a bit. It's time to mix it with the pistachio butter. Again, I am just winging this, so I have no clue how much I'm using. You can find many, many recipes online. I am just doing the 1 bar, so I'm going to try to guesstimate how much I need.
This is also something that you can also tweak to taste. If you want more crunch, you can add more of the phyllo dough, and if you want more of the pistachio filling, you can add more of that. Since we're making it ourselves, we get to set the ratios as opposed to whatever corporate wants to set it to.
And this is one of the biggest tassels, mashing this all together. Pistachio butter is super sticky.
And as you can hear, it's awfully crunchy, which I like.
That is definitely one of my favorite components in this particular candy.
The Dubai candy bars that we had picked up, there was definitely a pleasant crunch.
But not much. The filling was pretty minuscule.
Yeah, there's definitely more chocolate to filling, and I can understand why, because the filling is probably the most expensive portion of this, which is the benefit of making it ourselves, because again, we can set the ratio, more chocolate, more pistachio, or more phyllo dough, or however we want to do it.
I think we need a bit more phyllo dough.
All right.
The pistachio butter is super sweet, and the phyllo dough is actually slightly salty. It definitely calms down that sweet taste. I think what I'd like to try to do is make my own pistachio butter so I can control the sweet, because all of the store-bought stuff has a palm kernel oil and various things in it, as well as a ton of sugar. So I think a little less sugar would probably be good. Now, the original Dubai chocolate also uses milk chocolate, of which I'm not particularly a fan. So I switched over to dark chocolate. I like it a lot better.
It's grown on me.
A lot of people don't, and use what you like. Again, that's the beauty of making it yourself. If you don't like something, leave it out. If you like something, add it in.
We were talking, we can make other style chocolate if we want, as opposed to going with the pistachio. You could use any nut butter that you want.
All right, I think we are ready to go.
All right.
Let's get the mold out. Yep.
All right. Excellent.
All good. A lot of the molds and the pre-made Dubai chocolate candy bars I've seen in the store are about as thick as a Hershey's bar. Just super thin.
We like our fat boys.
Yeah, we like our candy chunky. As you can probably tell if you have seen any of our videos with us in them. Don't know if I can squeeze the rest of this in here or not. So we still have to put the chocolate on the top. Yeah, maybe.
If we can't, I guess we'll just have to eat it separately.
Oh no. What a tragedy that would be. So one of the channels I follow on YouTube is the Hercules Candy Company up in New York State. They made these once, and one of the owners said, well, that was fun. We're never doing this again. I can't remember why she said they didn't want to do it. Maybe just because of the cost. But they did actually end up carrying a line of chunky stuffed candy bars. I don't know if they had those before they tried the Dubai candy bar or after. They look really interesting, but again, yeah, they're rather expensive. I think they run about starting at $20. All right, this chocolate should still be soft enough.
This is definitely a fun experiment, but this is not an everyday candy. This is a very special occasion candy.
Yeah, we decided for Thanksgiving we are going to try a Dubai chocolate cheesecake. We will probably video that and post that as well. I've seen recipes for Dubai chocolate cookies, Dubai chocolate cheesecake, Dubai chocolate cakes.
I mean, your base ingredients are the phyllo dough, the pistachios, and the chocolate. So, I mean, if you can fit those into any other recipe, you can make a Dubai style anything.
Few little holes. No big deal. Last little bit of chocolate.
And it gets to set again.
And back in the freezer it goes. All right, one chunky Dubai chocolate bar. Time to put it in the freezer, let it harden up, and then we'll give it a taste test.
All right. All right. We have chilled the bar. And as you can see, that chocolate has firmed up nicely. And due to the wonderfulness of a silicone mold, oh, looks like that's a bummer. It's breaking apart. Yeah, well, not perfect, but
Again, not a candy maker.
if you are a candy maker and you have some suggestions, we are always open to constructive criticisms and feedback. Now for the moment of truth. We're going to cut this bad boy, give it a test.
Wow, that absolutely did not work.
Yeah. Hear that crunch. All right. Well, yeah, I'll take.
Yeah, it probably could have stood a bit more time in the fridge.
All right. So here's the piece, and
I definitely like mine with more of the phyllo dough.
oh man, I agree. You can probably hear the crunch. That is such a lovely feeling in my mouth. It's a good texture. The salt from the phyllo dough definitely counterbalances the the sweetness of the pistachio butter, and the chocolate is a nice wrapper to it all. It all blends together so nicely. This, while it might not have looked perfect, this tastes wonderful, and I would still call this a very successful experiment. With these base ingredients, we could do cakes, you could do brownies. We're going to do the cheesecake for Thanksgiving. You can do all of this stuff, and or you can just mix it together and have it in a bowl. This is a very flexible recipe. You can add more phyllo dough. You can go with different other fillings to go with it. This is just a great way to put all these ingredients together. I'm digging it. Thank you.
If you give it a try, um, comment, let us know. If you like what we do, please subscribe. Please like our video. If you really like what we do and you want to see more of it, then buy us coffee.
Thanks for watching.